Good morning, my friends. It is Saturday. It is the weekend. Let me tell you, what a week it's been. There's been a lot going on this week. Lots of stress in my life this week. So I'm going to catch you up on all that and bring you along for our weekend. We have a busy weekend. So come and join us. So, stress, you say? Yep, there was some stress this week. So, Monday, when did all this start, hon? Monday? Monday was a normal day, right? Monday was a normal day. Yes, Monday was a normal day. And, normal work day for me. I had, 3 babies here all day. And then Monday night, we found out that one of the brother and sister I have, their sister tested positive for COVID Monday night. She's 4 and in school. The grandma also tested positive, who always wears a mask and was vaccinated. Tested positive. So we're assuming that's where they got it from. So, my big thought was, what does that mean for me and the rest of the kids? So, looked up all the guidelines and all that, and it said that, we shouldn't even test until 3 to 5 days after we had contact, or if we started to get symptoms, which we had none. So, fast forward to Tuesday. The entire family, not us, the kids' family got tested. And mom and dad were negative. All 4 kids were positive. So when I had the kids on Monday, they were positive probably. So a little bit of stress. Now, of course, they're all in quarantine, so I don't have those kids. And the other one little girl was going away this weekend, so her mom chose not to bring her, and I totally agree with that. I did have the new baby because he was already here, and they think he may have natural immunity because mom had COVID when she was in her 3rd trimester, showing no symptoms or anything either. So that was my stressful week, just worrying about those babies and making sure that, I texted constantly, making sure they were okay. I mean, they were all sick, pretty sick little babies. I say little babies, from 1 to 6 years old, 4 of them. But, so I was very worried about them because I love these kids like my own kids. And, I was concerned for everybody else. So Doug and I went yesterday and we were tested and we were both negative. So that made me feel good. Because let me tell you, I can talk myself into any symptom you want to throw at me. I can. And of course, allergies are so bad right now in New Jersey. With the change of the weather, allergies are horrible. So, every little allergy symptom you get, you think. So, luckily we're negative, no symptoms, and we can continue on with our busy weekend. Last night we had pinochle night, and today we have a funeral to go to. My uncle passed away from COVID in April of 2020, and we are now having the funeral. It is a very, very, very big family, and with all the restrictions and everything, it was just nearly impossible to do. So It was finally set for today. So we have that at 11:30. They had, a small burial and everything with just, his daughter and her family back when he passed. But this is going to be the funeral mass, the rite of Christian burial in the Catholic Church. And so we'll celebrate that today. And then we have a luncheon. And then Doug and I have tomorrow's Sandwich Sunday at church. You've heard me talk about that a million times. So we're going to get our sandwiches made tonight, because tomorrow morning we're going to go to 9:30 Mass, drop our sandwiches off after Mass, and then come home, get changed, take the dog to my brother's, and head out to Mount St. Mary's to take Andrew out for his birthday. His birthday is Monday, but we are going to celebrate tomorrow with him. So that was another reason I was all in a kerfuffle. I didn't know if we were going to be able to go down there or not. So it's been a week. But I will be happy to say that, I did not stress eat. I did not. Nope. Took it all in stride and did what I needed to do. Had a really great week so far food-wise. Had a great week exercise-wise. I was able to tackle 3 days of running. And my hip doesn't seem any worse for the wear. So we'll see. So hopefully I can continue that 3 days, because I do love my running and it makes me feel really good. So trying to stick with that. That's about it. I think you're all caught up. I am sitting here now. Doug's emptying the dishwasher for me and has my tea brewing. I am working on my website. I got most of it done yesterday. I just have to put a few little finishing touches on the update right now. And then got to start thinking about what I'm going to wear to this funeral and getting ready for that. I'm hoping that we can come home and maybe work in the basement a little bit. The basement needs some major help. It is a hot mess. With all the canning and everything that was going on, like all my canning stuff is pulled off my canning shelves and on the floor. I got a new bookcase, remember a couple weeks ago at Goodwill, to put the put all my cookbooks on. So I want to work on that. So I'm hoping to get down there and work a little bit on that. We'll see what happens, but whatever we do, you can hang out with us. So I'm going to go finish up the update on my website and think about making breakfast. Maybe I can convince Doug to make breakfast this morning. Oh, he's making a face. I guess not.
No, that was a smile.
That wasn't a smile. That was a...
smile. I was thinking to myself, what do you want me to make for breakfast?
Oh, so maybe Doug will make breakfast this morning. It's nice every once in a while to get a meal off. So we're going to go discuss breakfast. Okay, breakfast this morning is 2 scrambled eggs with some of my fried peppers in it, 0 points on blue and purple, and 4 points on the green plan. And I have 3 strips of center cut bacon for 3 points. So that is my breakfast this morning. So we are all done at the funeral mass and luncheon. It was very, very nice. It was so nice seeing people that we haven't seen in years because of the pandemic. So it was really nice seeing people. I will insert pictures of what I ate at the luncheon. I had a half of a 4-inch roll with some roast pork on it. I had 2 little potato hunks like this big of a oven roasted potato salad. I had a little bit of like chicken in a sauce. I had a big salad. And then I did have dessert. I had a 1x1 square of a Rice Krispie treat, a little tiny mini cream puff, and 1 little tiny chocolate chip cookie. So I did have dessert. I counted it all. It's early, so we'll probably be hungry later, and I will just find something for 0 points because I just kind of took all my points for today. I took at lunchtime. One No, I don't remember. I'll have to figure it out. But I'm pretty much out of points. I'm out of points for the day, which is fine because when you're out of points, you stop eating points. And that's the beauty of this plan is I can have an awesome dinner for 0 points. So, and I'm pretty sure I'll need something a little bit later to just tide me over. So now we are heading home, and we're actually going to stop over at my friend Jason from The Average J. We're going to stop at his house. As most of you know, Jason and I are raising some meat chickens, chickens to eat, not to lay eggs. And we were supposed to process them on October 9th, but some of them needed to be processed earlier. So unfortunately, we couldn't help Jason today because we were at the funeral. But we're going to stop there now and pick up our chickens and also meet his new little baby chickens. So we'll finish them up on the 9th, hopefully. We'll finish up the processing of them. So anyway, that's that. We are heading over there, and I will definitely take some video of his new little babies and show you those. And then we're going to go home, get changed, and I'm not really sure what's on the agenda. What do you got for me, babe?
It's cleaning. Cleaning the fridge, cleaning the basement, something like that.
Yeah, we need to do that. The fridge desperately needs some help, so I think I'll work on that and maybe work on the basement a little bit. So
Clean out the car, clean the driveway.
he's got a lot of work for me to do this afternoon.
Not just you, me too.
That's okay. I told him, I said, I want to kind of get everything done, and I want to kind of cut it off early tonight and just spend a little downtime together. I feel like we didn't spend a lot of good quality time together this week. So just kind of, even if we just lay on the couch together and read our books or watch the Phillies game or something, just to kind of chill out. So we'll see. So as promised, here are Jason's babies. There's the mama.
Broody girl.
Pretty girl. And if you can see, there's 2 of the little yellow fluff bugs.
And this one is...
This one is called a Silky.
Yes.
She's actually from somebody else's chickens.
Michelle's cousin Maria.
She's a bantam breed, so she'll be smaller, and she'll have the coolest afro on top of her head if it's a girl.
And fuzzy feet.
And if it's a boy, it won't have an afro. It'll have wild, crazy hair. So we'll see. So as promised, you saw Jason's babies, and we got our first 2 chickens. So Jason, they needed to be done a little bit earlier because it was the humane thing to do. These birds are raised for meat birds. They are not raised, they're not layers, they're not pets. They are raised for meat birds, and you need to process them usually between 8 and 10 weeks. These guys got so big because they were roosters that they needed to be done at 7. And it's the right thing to do because they can have major issues. They can die of a heart attack because they're so big, and their legs can give out from under them, and that's what started to happen. So we needed to take care of them. Unfortunately, we couldn't help today because of the funeral, but we will be back in 2 weeks to help with the others. So thank you, Jason. Where is Jason? Here's Jason.
Over here.
Jason's all nice and clean now. He just got out of the shower, so he did a great job on these. And poor Michelle's cleanup duty. I have a feeling that in 2 weeks that I'll be cleanup duty with Michelle because, I'm all talk. I'm all talk about, self-sustainability and I can do this, and we'll see when push comes to shove what really happens. But thanks, Jace. I'm going to link Jason's channel down below. Make sure you click on the link and give him some subscription love. Okay, my friends, I don't have enough stuff to do today, so I decided to make some tomato soup. This was not even on my radar. I was talking to Kim Bedgood, and she mentioned that she made some homemade tomato soup. I asked for the recipe, saw the recipe, realized that we have grape tomatoes coming out our eyeballs, these plus another huge whole bowl, and the recipe happens to take cherry tomatoes. In my world, they're interchangeable. So I have everything I need to make it. Kim sent me the recipe, so thank you so much, Kim Bedgood. I'm gonna make a batch. That way I can have it in the fridge. I think it's probably gonna end up being like 1 point per cup. I'm not sure yet. I have to double check that. But I'm gonna make a batch. I'll take you along with me. It's not gonna be like a full cook with me. It's really easy. So Kim said it was. Kim said it came together really quickly. So let's give it a try. Oh, first thing I'm gonna do is, the recipe calls for 3 cups of cherry tomatoes. I'm probably going to use 4.5 cups because I have so many. And she said she did a lot more of the tomatoes too. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, in my big cast iron Dutch oven, I have 1 tablespoon of olive oil heating up. And to that, I'm going to add my tomatoes. And I am just going to cook these for about 5 minutes until they start to char and cook and start to pop. Then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, this has been cooking for a while because I really wanted it to cook down and get mushy. So it's probably been cooking for about 10 minutes. It looks really good, smells delicious. And now we're gonna start adding all the spices and everything else. So I'm gonna add 1 cup of chicken broth. This is my homemade bone broth. So lots of good qualities in that. I'm gonna add 1 cup of pasta sauce. This is just my homemade spaghetti sauce. Just regular old pasta sauce. So whatever kind you like, you can add. Now, you might have to adjust the points. And then we are gonna add a tablespoon of garlic. I'm just using the minced garlic because I don't feel like, oh, that's a teaspoon. I just don't feel like getting the garlic press out. We're gonna add a teaspoon or so of salt. We're gonna add some crushed red pepper, about a teaspoon, a little bit less. Unfortunately, I don't have any fresh basil. It's all done in the garden, so I'm just gonna add, I don't know, about a tablespoon of basil. And then some fresh cracked pepper. And I am going to give this a really good stir. And I'm going to let this cook, simmer for a little bit. Now the original recipe doesn't call for that, but I think it'll be nice to really have the flavors blend and marry and meld. So I'm just going to bring that to a little simmer and have it simmer probably for about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, my friends, it is done. It looks delicious. Okay, now I move the tripod. Let's see if I can get you back. Close enough. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn it off. And I'm gonna use my immersion blender and just blend it smooth. Now, if you don't have an immersion blender, just put it in your regular blender in batches and do it that way. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's still a few little chunks in there I have to go back and get, but there we have it, our tomato soup. Whoops, just made a mess. So I'm going to get it a little bit smoother, and I may add a little bit more of the bone broth or the chicken broth to it just to make it a little soupier. This is pretty thick, and I like my tomato soup a little bit on the thinner side. So I may add just a little bit more of that, but I'm gonna give it a taste and I'll let you know how it is. Okay, it is done. I tasted it. It is delicious, except you all know I'm a spice wimp. Yeah, I put in way too much crushed pepper, and I did not even put in the full amount is 2 teaspoons. I probably barely put in a teaspoon, and it's too spicy for me. Of course I'll eat it, but yeah, the next time it's gonna be like a 1/4 teaspoon because it's spicy. So I will get this recipe. This recipe, like I said, it came from Kim Bedgood, who found it somewhere on Instagram. She doesn't even know the source of it now. I will put it up on my website, you know, with a note of, I don't know where it came from. So it's good though. If you have a lot of garden tomatoes right now, might be worth making. Okay, another item checked off the list for today, Andrew's birthday cake. He asked for Aunt Moo's special chocolate cake. So that is what I made him. That's getting ready to go in the oven. And it has a whipped frosting on the top that you don't even want to know the ingredients. You just don't. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to make one of my 2-point microwave cakes, mug cakes, and take that with me tomorrow. And that way when everyone's having cake, I will still have cake. I just won't have a cake that's like, 15 points a slice. I will have my 2-point cake. That way I will feel included. I will have a delicious dessert. I just will be a little bit careful on the points. It is about 7 o'clock and I'm getting a little bit hungry. So I am going to have some chicken for 0 points with a little bit of my homemade honey mustard to dip it in, and 1 cup of the homemade tomato soup. So this is 1 point and 0 points. And that'll be it for me for the night. Totally forgot to record, but you've seen us doing this before. We've got 36 turkey and cheese sandwiches all made to be delivered tomorrow to church. Okay, I'm dog sitting, my sister's dog, and he's a little rude, hang on. So yeah, that's my sister's dog. He's deaf, so he kind of doesn't realize how loud he is sometimes. But anyway, we got our 36 turkey and cheese sandwiches done. And like I said, if you're new to my channel, this is something we do on the last Sunday of every month. A group from church goes over to Camden. It's like an inner city, and they distribute sandwiches. We usually get about 1,400 donated from parishioners. They go over into the city and they distribute them to the homeless. They take them to shelters. They give them to people on the streets. Everything. And we also do granola bars and water bottles, like kind of like a sack lunch. So that's what we do the last Sunday of every month. And while we were doing that, we were watching my buddy Jason over at the Average J. Today was processing day for some of our meat birds, his and mine. Unfortunately, we couldn't be there because of the funeral, but we'll be there when we do the rest of them on the 9th. Good Sunday morning. It is a little early on Sunday morning. We're kind of breaking the mold this morning and having breakfast before we go to church. Normally we eat when we come home, but as soon as we get home, we want to get our act together and hit the road to get down to Maryland. So I totally forgot to show you last night putting my breakfast together for this morning. I made crock pot pumpkin oatmeal. It's a recipe I got from someone on the WW Lifetimers Facebook group. She had posted it, so it looked really good. So I decided to make it. I haven't tasted it yet. Doug's over there shaking his head saying it's good. So I have 1 cup of crock-pot pumpkin oatmeal. The recipe's on my website, and as always, I will link the website and the recipe down in the show notes below, the description box below, so you can get right to it. So I am going to go eat this. I'm going to go out and collect eggs. We couldn't collect them this morning when we opened up the coop because there were some girls sitting in the nesting boxes. So I'm going to go do that and then get ready for church. So it was hard. It was a struggle, huge struggle, but I made a 2-point chocolate cake, single serving, to take with me. I really, really, really want a piece of this cake, but you know what? That cake is seriously like 15 points, and I can't do it in good conscience. So I'm gonna take this, and I did save a tiny little bit of icing to just dollop on top, and that way I will have cake, and this is delicious. So I will have cake to eat when everybody else is eating cake, and I can do it a little bit guilt-free. If I haven't had a rough couple weeks, I probably would have just ate the cake, but I'm just really trying hard this week. And knowing we're going out to dinner and not knowing what that's going to bring, I think this was the best move for me, and I'm cool with it. Look who I found. It is my birthday boy. Well, tomorrow. 22. How do I have a 22-year-old? That's what I want to know.
It's called the Taylor Swift years. That's what this is called.
Yes, they call it the Taylor Swift years. Apparently there's a Taylor Swift song about being 22. I don't know. And so we just got down here. We are taking the boys out to dinner, but we need to kill a little bit of time first. So we are stopping at, I've talked about it before, it's the Catoctin Mountain Orchard. It's like a farm market. Andrew wants to get some apple cider. I'm sure Adam wants something. Where's Adam? Adam?
Right here. Hi.
So we're gonna stop here, kill a little bit of time, and then head on down to Frederick, Maryland, to JoJo's Tavern and Tap House or something.
Or not tap. Wait.
That's where we're having dinner. So I will show you around the market and definitely show you our dinner.
I still have to convert them over to spam, okay? I like spam.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Angie. Happy birthday to you.
It wouldn't be a trip down here without coming and making Adam's bed for him. Adam forgot his sheets when he moved in back in August, so he had to borrow one from his brother. I don't even think it's been changed since August.
No.
I thought I raised them better. Has yours been changed since you moved in August?
I plead the fifth.
That's Polo, Adam's roommate. They're both disgusting. So we remembered to bring Adam's sheets down, so I just changed it. Of course, I said, do you want me to change your bed?
Yes.
Yes. So Mom did.
She helped.
And we wanted to come in and say hello to Polo anyway. Right, Polo?
Sure.
And Polo's dad has a YouTube channel.
It's right there.
Right there. So if you're interested in all things lawn care, go visit Lawn Journeys.
Yes.
I'll link it in the description box below. That is it for us. We are heading out because it is 6:30, so we're not going to get home till after 9 o'clock. That stinks. Glad I'm off tomorrow. Say goodbye, boys.
Adios.
Yes, I know the room's a mess.
It's not a mess. This is not bad.
Look at
If
that.
we can walk around in it, it's not a mess. That's what we're going to take at this point. That's a small victory. I don't think you understand.
Oh, it's not bad.
Thank you.
The dresser's a mess. The desks are a mess. But that's okay. It's not my room. I don't have to live here. Right? Right.
Exactly.
Well, my friends, that is it for me for this weekend. It was a long, long day. It was a 2.5 hour ride down. We were down there for 2.5 hours and a 2.5 hour ride home. It would have been a lot longer, He's stretching. He's tired of driving. And I'm tired of riding. It would have been a lot longer coming home because we usually come through Delaware over the Delaware Memorial Bridge. The traffic was backed up for miles.
Yeah.
Miles, and it was not moving. So luckily we're able to kind of divert and go through Pennsylvania and go over the Commodore Barry Bridge. On a normal day, it would probably be about, what, 8 extra minutes, like 8 minutes longer. It probably saved us 45 minutes to an hour tonight. I don't know if there was construction on the bridge. Can you put water in those flowers? I don't know if there was construction on the bridge, if there was an accident on the bridge.
Squirrel.
I know, squirrel. Or what, but it was nuts. So, and let me tell you, it felt like everybody that was a crazy driver was out on the road tonight. People passing on the shoulder, people cutting people off. It was horrible. I'm glad to be home. You saw, I just took snapshots of my dinner. I didn't want a video. We went to a little place called JoJo's Tap Room. It was absolutely delicious. I should have done without the asparagus soup. I should have. But I didn't. It was really good. Doug and I had the asparagus soup. Andrew had bacon wrapped duck bites. And Adam had fried pickles for an appetizer. And then for dinner, you saw Doug had this really good scallop risotto. Adam and I both had the same thing. We had this like turkey avocado sandwich on sourdough bread. I ate half, Adam ate half. We could have split one. I ate some fries. Doug had eaten some fries before I took the picture too, so I didn't eat all that was missing from the plate. They were some of the best fries I've ever had. But like I said, ate half the sandwich. And Andrew, what did Andrew have for dinner? Oh, he had pork belly tacos. He said they were phenomenal. And then we went back to his apartment and had birthday cake, you saw. And I did make my little 2-point chocolate cake. It came out better than it has ever come out. I don't know if it was the little dish I used or what, but it was perfect. And you know what? It was absolutely delicious. I enjoyed it while everyone else was eating 15-point cake. Felt really good about that decision. Didn't feel great about the soup, but I can't, I made the decision. I ate it. I'm done. But I felt really good about the cake decision. I got to eat cake with everybody else. It was just a little bit later. So anyway, that is it. I am not editing this tonight. You will not see this until Monday because we're tired. It's 10 o'clock. We got home, picked up the dog from my brothers, took care of the chickens. I fed my sourdough and we are heading to bed. So this video will wait till the morning. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with us this weekend, and I will see you back for maybe a full day of eating. I'm not sure on Monday. It depends. I am off on Monday of this week, but definitely for a Tuesday tag. So I will talk to you all very soon. Thanks again for taking time out of your day to spend it with us.